Who knows where the car park spaces are in here? The lines aren't, the car parking space, the lines aren't very visible. I think it's been almost just over a year since Notts were away at Crewe last season. Yeah, and that was eventful, to say the least. This time it's raining, unlike last year. Our squad has changed, well 90% of our squad's changed. Our gaff has changed. 3rd versus 5th. We are still inside the top 3 after our draw with Donny last weekend. Crewe have recorded from a slow start, and they've only lost 1 home game all season. Actually, we're unbeaten away. The only other game they've lost at home was in the FA Cup to Dagenham. So yeah, they are quite decent here, but we're good. We're quite good away. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a tight game, and I have no idea who's going to start front forwards today because, well, Jata's on international duty. He managed to score, assist, start the game, and be on the bench last night for Gambia because all the footballing apps were confused. We don't know if Didzy's match fit. We don't know if Kevrin's match fit. Kevrin's starting in midweek against Leicester, but we don't know if he'll start today. Jev might play up front. We don't know. Bobby Cundy might even start up front as a target man. Who knows? I think today's going to be a tight game, to be honest. I don't know what to expect. I don't really know who's going to start up front for us. That's the big question. Anyways, time for some food. Come on, not squinty pies. Let's do this. And the news is, Kedwin Scott starts up front, and that is what we like to hear because, well, like I said in the intro, Jata's on international duty. And Didzy's not fully fit, but Didzy is on the bench. But it's a first not start for Lucas Ness. And who will play, I imagine, in a back 3 with Matty Platt and Jacob Ado. I imagine Lewis McCarthy's right wing back. You'd expect us to be in a 3. But yeah, Abbott, Palmer, Austin, Jev, Nick Cerula all stay in the starting 11. Madhu Cissé's on the bench. A decent game in midweek against Leicester. Didzy, like I say, back on the bench. Really don't know what to expect from this. At least we've got someone to bring off the bench this week in Didzy, because last week we kind of didn't. But yeah, let's see what happens. It's my 5th trip to Grestio this. Never seen. We used to always have a good record at this ground, and since I've started, every time I've been to Grestio we never won. So yeah, says a lot, doesn't it? We always used to have a good record against Crewe, and now we can't win to save anything really. Not much has changed from last year at the minute. It's still 0-0. As a foul on Abbott, nothing given. Crewe got away with it. Now he's down. Cerula's had a first. Well, it wasn't really a chance. It was a shot. We beat the press well earlier as well, but in a different chance where Cerula just kept going, ran into off, and was a deflection. Completely took the sting out of the shot. Good move by Knox involving. I can't remember who involved now. Jev won it back. Cerula was heavily involved, and his cross ended up in the hands of Philippe Marchal. But yeah, Palmer shot him, but Kevin should have shot really. It was a good position to shoot. Come on then, Nicky. We just gave it away, and I was about to say we're growing into this game. Cerula's been involved in a lot of the build-up. I want to say he's been our best player so far. Lucas Ness has been good in defence so far. He's really doing well. Really good reading of the game. We're getting it down this right-hand side a lot. I think it's Charlo Tracy. He's miles in front of him. He ran past him like 18 minutes. We're actually getting into the game as well. it's literally been the same game like last year, apart from the fact there's been a goal. So frustrating. A lot's going down our right hand side, so we're just seeing a lot of the ball. We've got into decent positions, but then our decision making when it gets into the final third has not been good enough. I won't even say they've been much better, to be honest, but they've scored. They've scored on the counter attack. They keep overhitting crosses a lot of the time, but apart from that, it's not really been a good game. It's just not sticking up front either. We're doing okay in the middle and playing out from the back and playing out of the press, but it's just not sticking up top for Jev, Kedwin or Sam. Kellen, Gordon and Didsey are on for Kedwin and Lucas Ness. So I thought Lucas Ness had a good game, to be fair. Oh, you wouldn't give us hope, would you, Ref? Excellent chance for North Austin. Played through in the penalty area, and he was saved by Marshall. He cut inside and shot, and he probably should have just shot first time. He's now just given him a penalty for Omar Bogle slipping on the ball. He's absolutely killed the game. It's killed the game. Crewe down to 10. Chris Long's been sent off. We really haven't been that great, to be honest. Sums up our game, that ball to the back post and Lewis McCurry's headed or kicked oxygen. I've already done this outro once, but that was Saturday evening. I didn't think it was good enough, so here we are again. And it's been quite a while now, and there was a lot to digest from that game. So yeah, here we go again. Firstly, I agree with Stuart Maynard in his post-match interview where he says we weren't good enough and we weren't at our best. I totally agree. The performance wasn't good enough. The intensity wasn't at the level it should be. And I didn't think it was a great game, to be honest. I don't think it was that good of a game. I didn't feel like there was a lot of clear-cut chances or much of a tempo throughout the first half, to be fair. We grew into the game very, very slowly as the half went on. We beat the press one time really well, but we didn't really create anything from it. We got into decent positions in the final third, but our decision-making when we got there was poor, and that let us down throughout the game, not just in the first half, in the second half as well. Sarula had a moment where he took it past a few players and his shot was deflected, and then their defender just got there before I can't remember who was at the back post waiting. It felt a lot similar to the season before, when there was not really much going on, not many clear-cut chances, very flat game. The only difference was, compared to last season, was that going into half-time, it was 1-0 to Crewe, whilst the year before, obviously, it was 0-0. They break away from a corner, and fair play to Charlotte Tracy, he just puts on the turbos and just gets to the ball first, ahead of, I think it was Abbott and Austin. Tracy finishes, makes it 1-0. We make early subs at the start of the second half, with Didsey and Gordon coming on for Ness and Scott. I must say, I thought Lucas Ness had a good game. He won plenty of aerial duels. He with good reading of the game as well. I thought he had a decent game. So yeah, and this is where, and Maynard said in his post-match interview, that the team performance wasn't good enough, and we've got to look at ourselves, and I've got to look at myself as well to see what I could have done better. And I feel like the right players came on at half time. I just don't think the right players came off. I thought Ness was having a good game. Don't think Sam Austin was having his best game. And to be fair, Sam Austin had the first chance at the start of the second half where his shot, he saved. He decides to cut inside when, in my opinion, I think the better option was to shoot or take a touch and then shoot rather than cutting in. We don't start the second half too bad, to be fair. And then the 62nd minute comes around and the worst penalty decision. Just totally ridiculous. I mean, Omar Bogle gets into the penalty area, slips on the ball, and then tries to, when he's on the floor, he tries to try and protect the ball to make sure, I don't, who was it next to him? Is it Platt? So Platt doesn't get it or anything. Falls over the ball, carries on normally, even though he's on the floor, and the ref just gives the penalty. Like, what is he seeing? What is he seeing there that makes you think, you know what, that's a definite penalty? I've calmed down a bit since Saturday, to be honest, to be able to like give this make this outro a bit more level headed. But like, the problem is, like, you try and complain, you try and say what's wrong, and you just get booked or like get a touchline ban or something like that. It's just the most ridiculous decision. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad decisions in my time supporting Notts. No Crewe player appeals apart from Ryan Cooney, who, you know, he's the penalty taker. And there's like, I've seen like why he scores and then celebrates straight in front of Alex Bass. And I've seen on Twitter explain why he did it. It's like literally a 4-second interaction between them. Yes, it's part and parcel of football nowadays. The keeper's always going to try and put off the penalty taker. And the penalty taker, you know, if he scores, he'll give it back in some way, maybe. I don't know. That's what happens. But it's literally a 4-second interaction. It's not literally Emiliano Martinez against the Netherlands in the World Cup kind of level. They barely speak, or we don't even know if they do speak to each other. Like, there's surely not enough in that like conversation to warrant that celebration. I don't know. It's just that was a bit weird and over the top, but. You know, some players are like that, aren't they? So, you know, it's just an annoying game, isn't it, really? That completely killed the game. After that, you may as well blow the whistle in the 62nd minute, because, like, apart from the sending off and 2 chances that Notts had after that, there's nothing really happened in the game. McCarvey missed the ball at the back post. He miskicked it or couldn't quite connect with a header. I know Cerula, a really good cross as well from the left-hand side, ended up with Cerula heading it with a good save by Marshall in the Crewe goal. But overall, not really a good performance. Not really a good game, to be honest. Like, there isn't a standout team this year in this league, and I've not seen anyone so far that's on the level. To be honest, I don't think the league was that good last year, but I don't see someone who was at the level of the top 3, like the top 3 was last year in Stockport, Wrexham and Mansfield. That level's gone down, in my opinion. I thought it was a very honest post-match reaction as well by Stewart, and he's right about our injuries, because they are wrecking us at the minute. We've got a lot of attacking players who are out injured. Crowley's out injured. Grant's out injured. Didsey and Scott had only just come back. Jata was on international duty, but he'll be back for the Newport game. Robertson's out injured. Edwards, who's good. Like, Edwards and Grant go under the radar, but out of possession, they are really important to us. And when you're missing that many players, it's difficult. Well, we've been decimated recently. Look at the Donny game. We didn't even make any substitutes because, well, we've just been decimated, really. And it's annoying, because, and Stuart said in his post-match, like, look where we could be, or, you know, look where. Injuries are going to affect every team, but, like, look where we could be. We're a fully fit team, and of course we're out Jody as well. Jody's out injured. Yeah, let's see, because we've got Newport and then we've got the FA Cup, so let's see what happens. If you enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. Stay subscribed if you're subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Be safe, be champions, and as always, Tulu.